It's April and I've got a strength workout that's great for osteoporosis. Grab your dumbbells and let's go! All right, Killer Bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. Have your dumbbells completely out of the way and let's get started with some arm circles with high knees. Oh my gosh, apparently it's gonna be a really good day for my balance. You guys, welcome to the workout. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend. Sometimes I do not have very good balance, but around here, we are all about making peace with your menopausal body by finding a healthy weight and moving in ways that feel like love. You guys, the way to love your body is to give it what it needs. And I'm gonna go ahead and just start off before we do anything else. I'm gonna give you my disclaimer. I know that I have said that this workout is specifically good for osteoporosis, but please, 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 please talk to your doctor. Some exercises might not be appropriate for you personally, for your particular bone density issues. This workout is general advice, general knowledge, general everything. And what I will tell you, because I get asked this question a lot, anytime we have dumbbells in our hands, it's really, really, really good for both your muscles and your bones. And that's what we're working on today. We are all strength all the time, which is why I'm taking this warm up at a nice, gentle pace. We don't have any kind of high heart rate. Your heart rate's gonna come up, don't you worry. Even with moderate dumbbells, moving at a moderate pace, I've got some pretty generous intervals today. In fact, let's go ahead and do some arm crossers and booty kickers. I've got the timer here, my handy dandy gym boss, set for a minute and 30 seconds. Not like two different intervals. No, that's one. It's 1 minute and 30 seconds that we're gonna do each exercise. Here's the great news. This is a no repeat workout, which means that once we get through that long interval of each exercise, we don't have to come back to it. So just get yourself kind of mentally ready for what that means today. This is the kind of workout where we're really gonna be thinking about form, thinking about what's good for our bodies. My friends, you know what's really good for your body? Doing a variety of workouts, not just, talking to myself here, not just always doing cardio. Or, I mean, maybe you're one of my strength girls, not just always doing strength. Today, we're not gonna be addressing the cardio issue of it, but if you have one thing that you just love, 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 love to do, it's still a really good idea to expand your horizons and get some variety in your workout routine so that you can get a variety of different kinds of benefits. Let's do some welcome to my homes. Stretch out your chest, stretch out your abs, start working on that balance. I know every time we take a step back and do a little bit of a twist here, I know I fall over too. I know. We are working a bit on our balance today. Today is, honestly, I consider this a very active aging kind of workout. This is the kind of workout, really all of them are, I think I just said that yesterday too. This is the kind of workout though, that can really keep you on your feet and independent for years to come because we're working on getting stronger. Stronger muscles and stronger bones means stronger independence. It means an ability to stay on your feet and take care of yourself. Now, I will say that because we're also kind of working on our brains today. Thinking about good form means that you're building your brain-body connection, which is another way to, first of all, stay sharp, but also to stay on your feet. We're gonna start it off. You ready? I promise there's no trick on this one from my bees who have been here for a while. There's one workout that I did, I don't remember when it was, maybe January? Correct me if I'm wrong, because some of you have this memorized, where I started off with Drinky Birds and then I finished with them too. We're not doing that today. Once we do Drinky Birds, we are done with Drinky Birds, but let's go ahead and do some Drinky Birds. We're doing this for a minute and a half. I almost said an hour and a half. Oh, Blossom, are you afraid of Drinky Birds? They're not that hard, I promise. If you'd like to have a chair, have something nearby you, take this really shallow, do whatever you need to do to be successful with this because we're gonna be doing it for not an hour and a half, but a minute and a half. Core is pulled in tight, your back is super duper straight. You're raising that back leg behind you to wherever you can recover from. If that means that your foot comes 1 inch off the ground, then that's how far over you're going on your Drinky Birds. We are going back and forth. There's only one interval of this entire thing that is this exercise. So we're gonna get as many of them done in that minute and a half as we can. We're thinking about having all 10 toes pointed forward, both hip bones facing the ground the entire time. We're moving slowly, we're moving with care and precision, and I'm going to tell you right now that when it beeps again, we're doing letter X's. Letter X's is the one that I was thinking about that you should probably talk to your doctor about. Your doctor might have really specific concerns depending on your spine about having something heavy in your hands when you lift your hands up over your head. We're not going straight up overhead, but we are doing a little bit more, it's a little bit more raised than not, and that might be of concern for you in your particular instance. If you need to modify it, of course you should, my friends. You can do the lower half of the letter X. You can do whatever range of motion feels best for you. Letter X's means that we're going to have, we're literally going to form the letter X, the top half of the letter X by having our hands up and out, and then the bottom half of the letter X by having our hands down and out. Every time I say that, totally unrelated. Every time I say down and out, don't you finish that sentence with in Beverly Hills? Pull in your core, my friends. Feet or knees rather are soft but strong. Weights start right here at your middle. We're going up for the top half of the letter X. You're really thinking about squeezing, squeezing, squeezing from your shoulder blades. This is ab work. It is also rear chain work, meaning that when you're standing up straight and tall, pulling in your core, that your glutes are like at least moderately engaged because you're kind of tucking your tailbone under you, keeping your spine nice and strong and neutral. But then you're also really engaging those big muscles in your back, your latissimus dorsi, in order to do this work. The next exercise that we're going to be doing is a squat and press. And again, if you don't want to have your hands up over your head, you don't need to. And if you don't want to do a squat, don't do that either. I know I've just given you an exercise that maybe you don't want to do either part of it, but you can absolutely help yourself to doing some Drinky Birds again. Or you could have your hands coming out to the side while you're kicking in any direction. Truly, it doesn't matter, and here's what I'm going to tell you about why it doesn't matter. When we are doing any kind of load-bearing exercise, which literally just means that you're on your feet. Now the load is a little bit extra when we've got weights in our hands, no matter how light or how moderate or how heavy, if you wanted to go heavy for any reason. But no matter what you are doing, you're actually strengthening your bones and your muscles by standing upright. Standing is load-bearing. When you are load-bearing, you are working your muscles. Okay, squat and press means I'm going to start with the weights here at my shoulders. I'm going to come down into a squat. You can step back, you can kick forward, you can do anything you want to. When we come to the top of the squat, we're pressing up. I'm going to slow this nice and slow, my friends, because having your hands up over your head, as you know, because I tell you all the time when we're doing cardio, means that it's going to raise your heart rate. So we're just going to make sure that we're breathing. We're thinking about pushing our hips back before bringing them down. We're using excellent, excellent squat form. Let me show you from the side. Your hips go back, your hips come down, your head is up, your chest is up. You're breathing. And then pressing up, if you can, getting your biceps all the way next to your ears, not trying to shrug into that motion, but rather by lifting carefully, squeezing from those big muscles in your back. This is another very rear chain exercise. I'm turning back to the front so I can tell you what we're doing next. Coming up next, I know we've got time, but still, coming up next, we're doing a split stance, row and kickback. Does not matter which foot you put forward first, because we are going to do the split stance on both sides. I've got two different exercises that we'll do from that split stance. I'm just going to start by having my left foot forward. That tends to be easier for me to remember that I've done it first. What we're going to do is have our hands nice and relaxed, palms facing each other, and arms just relaxed. Well, it's not really going to be at your side because we're kind of leaning forward a little bit. Think about this split stance though. I really want you to think about all 10 toes facing forward, your hip bones facing forward. You're going to tip forward very slightly by pushing your hips back. Arms are relaxed. You're going to row those dumbbells up to your armpits by having your elbows back behind you, not out to the sides. And then we're going to squeeze, 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 squeeze back towards your hips and then back to your armpits. And then back down. Now, here's the thing. This is a balanced stance. Now, I know you noticed that, especially the longer we stand here. I'm giving you all these form cues on how to move your arms and where to put your elbows and all of that. But what I really want you thinking about is pulling in your core so that you don't tip out of this split stance. That back foot, you're up on your toe the entire time. You're not down on your foot. And if you are, your foot's probably kicked out to the side. Change that. I know, I just made it 1,000,000 times harder, didn't I? I know. Think about where your center of gravity is. Your center of gravity is in your hips. It's in your core, like right in your belly button. Find that you are right in the middle of your split stance. Lots of you would love to be really pushing forward on that front leg. That's going to hurt your knee. Don't be doing that. Find your balance in between both of your knees. So your front knee is not over your front toe. You're not pushing forward into this at all. You're also not shrugging your shoulders up like I totally just did. Let's go ahead and switch that split stance. Thinking about finding your center of gravity. It's a big step back. Squeeze from your glutes, squeeze in your abs. We're tipping forward by pushing your hips back. That's where your center of gravity is. That's why we push back. Now we're gonna do flies. Everybody's favorite. Oh my goodness. This is when my dumbbells start to feel a little bit heavier than moderate. I'm not gonna do a ton of these, but you, my friends, should know that you are welcome to drop your weights as needed. If any of these exercises starts to feel tough, and tough like your weights are too heavy, not tough like, gee, this is hard for me to do because there's a lot to think about with my form and balance and everything. You can manage thinking about your form, but if your weights are too heavy, drop them. Again, because we are standing, you are load bearing. When it beeps again, we're gonna be doing high knee peekaboos. Now I will tell you, that one is particularly tough because there is no real resting position for your upper body. If you have a lighter pair of dumbbells, you might very well just start off doing the lighter pair for this next one. It's exactly, well, it's not exactly what it sounds like if you've never seen me do peekaboos before. You're gonna have your hands, or excuse me, your elbows at a 45 or 90 degree angle. Goodness gracious, I can't talk at all. I can. You're gonna have your elbows at a 90-degree angle, both from your body and to your shoulders. So you're gonna have your elbows directly in front of, essentially, your face, hence the name peekaboo. So elbows in front of you, elbows together, elbows apart, peekaboo. And one knee comes up at a time. Elbows together, elbows apart. Really thinking about pulling in your core, making sure that you're standing up straight and tall. Again, if your doctor has said something really specific about not having your hands over your head, technically they're not over your head with this one, but you might have some concerns with compressing your spine. Hold them lower. That's totally okay. However you modify any of these exercises, my friend, let me assure you that you are exercising regularly, tones your muscles and strengthens your bones. Keep coming back to working out. It will help. It might not reverse osteoporosis. I'm certainly not going to promise you that. It might not prevent it completely, but this is what you can do to strengthen your bones. This is the thing that we do to make our bones stronger. When it beeps again, oh my gosh, and I'm totally looking forward to it beeping again because this got tough for me too. We're gonna do front punch side kicks, which of course I want to call fruit punch side kicks. But we get to have our hands down at least a little bit while we're transitioning into that exercise. We're gonna punch forward with a front punch while kicking out to the side. So your hands are gonna be resting at, not really resting, but they're gonna be around your waist while we're doing that one. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So hands start here at your waist. We're gonna punch forward while doing that same foot kicking out to the side. Sometimes we go across your body. I'm trying to challenge us in a different way today. I'm trying to really challenge your balance by having no ballast on the other side. Both your hand and your leg are away from your body at the same time. Really think about what that means for your abdominal muscles. As we've talked about, if you do it properly, everything is ab work, even when you're moving your arms and your legs. You guys, when it beeps again, we're doing deadlifts. This is not one that I have concerns for you, but you might have concerns for yourself. Deadlifts are one of the absolute best exercises you can do when you do them correctly. Deadlifts are absolutely glute focused. If your glutes are either chronically tight or chronically don't know what they're doing and haven't been fired, then your lower back is going to volunteer. Lower backs always do. Lower backs frequently say, oh, I'll help you with that, when they shouldn't. What I'd love for you to be thinking about is pulling in your core by standing up straight and tall, thinking about how straight your spine is. In fact, I know you can feel it right now. I totally just pulled my shoulders back a little bit while I was thinking about that. Having your tailbone tucked under you a little bit, and then still pushing your hips back behind you concurrently. It's kind of a lot to think about, but I promise it'll make the difference between a deadlift that hurts your back and a deadlift that doesn't. Feet about hip width apart. Stand up straight and tall, tuck your tailbone, and then push your glutes back. Anyways, did you feel both of them both of your glutes, like one on each side? Because, but did you feel them engage when you did that? So stand up, let everything loose. Tuck your tailbone, and then push your hips back. Oh, those are your glutes. Yes, in fact, those are your glutes. Those are the biggest, strongest muscles in your entire body. And those are the muscles that we are aiming to use, not your lower back. When your abs are pulled in, standing up straight and tall in that nice zipped up position, then your core is doing its work and your glutes, boom, can totally fire when they are pushed back behind you. Doesn't that feel amazing? You guys, coming up next, something else you might not love, but you can modify it any way that works for you. We're doing curtsy curls. What that means is we're doing curtsy lunges, or if you would prefer to do a kick, help yourself to any kick in any direction, at any height, for any duration that you would like to. I say this every time, but I want you to know that I really mean it. It doesn't matter how you kick. It really, really, really works the same muscles, and in fact, you get bonus balance work by kicking rather than curtsying, so don't worry about doing it wrong. If you're gonna be doing curtsies with me, you're going to have your elbows tucked right into your waist, your palms facing out. I'm gonna scoot away from the chair so I don't step on it. We're gonna take a big step back and out to the side, and then come back up. While you are taking that big step out and to the side, we're curling our biceps. Excellent job. Not gonna go too fast on this one. This one is actually really easy for me to accidentally go too fast. And I'm taking today, I don't know if you noticed, at a really relaxed pace, and I am sweaty. Part of that is because I'm just a sweaty girl, but part of that is because there's a real effort here. Really thinking about where your body is in space and time, holding your core in by keeping your body zipped up nice and tall. There's a lot to think about in every one of these exercises, and that is how we get the most benefit out of them. When it beeps again, we're gonna do front raise, side taps, which is just what it sounds like. We're gonna do a front raise and a side raise at the same time. But I've added a little bit of balance for us. I have no idea why I'm having a weird accent when I say that. I think it's the point of the exercise, or it's part of the workout, that I have gotten a little bit punchy, because this is a little bit tougher than I really thought it was going to be. And I love that when we challenge ourselves with slow moving work that is so, so good for your brain, your body, your bones, your muscles. Every part of you is enjoying, maybe not enjoying, but is getting benefit from this exercise. All right, you guys. Front raise, side taps. So the arm that is raising to the front is the foot that is tapping out. When you are tapping out, you notice standing on one foot, really means that you're bringing in your core. Stand up straight and tall. We're not shrugging these weights up. We're squeezing from the middle of our back, which is actually just reinforcing the fact that you're standing up straight and tall. Excellent posture. Having your core pulled in nice and tight, having your tailbone tucked underneath you, and concurrently tapping out to the side means, what's engaged? Your glutes are engaged. You're not just flinging your leg out willy-nilly, but your butt muscles are doing their job. When it beeps again. Okay, we're doing a delt raise, high knee. So once again, a little bit of balance, a little bit of rear chain while we're thinking about delt raises. Your deltoids are in your back, but they're near the top of your back rather than the latissimus dorsi, which is what we're using right now, those big, big swimmer muscles that take up most of your back. When we do a delt raise, we've got our palms facing our body. You're gonna have both hands together right in front of you. You're gonna raise your hands to, I say right underneath your chin. It's not really that high. It really depends depends on where you can get to. It'll depend, of course, on your shoulder mobility, on your strength, and on how heavy your dumbbells are and how often you've been doing this kind of work. But as we raise up, elbows come up, 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 and so does one knee. Okay, make sure that you're breathing, make sure that you're standing up straight and tall, make sure that you are not shrugging your shoulders up. In fact, your shoulders are down while your elbows come up. Do you feel the difference when you do that? Like actually push your shoulders down and let your elbows come up. That's how we find the right muscles for this one. It's a little bit different than just bringing your hands up. Sometimes when we bring our hands up, we shrug. I'm trying to remember the expression that somebody told me a long, long time ago. I used to work in a chain of women's fitness workout areas, and somebody told something about your shoulders aren't your earrings or something like that. And I love the expression. I can't come up with it off the top of my head right now, but it's very like, it's a good visual. Your shoulders aren't your earrings, so don't have them up near your ears. You guys, when it beeps again, I'm going to drop one of my weights because we are going to do X marks the spot. It's a little bit of dynamic weights movement, which I love. We're moving a little bit faster, really thinking about having your core pulled in nice and tight. It's all abs all the time, except of course that we're using other parts of our body while we do it. We're going to form the letter X right in front of us by chopping from side to side, from your one shoulder down to your opposite hip. So go ahead and put one weight down. Excuse me. Feet are about hip width apart. Excuse me again. Your knees are soft but strong. Put that weight up on one shoulder and chop it down to the opposite hip. Bring it up to that same shoulder and then chop it down to the opposite hip. You feel how when we're moving quickly, how you really have to think about engaging your abs. Make sure that your abs are catching that chop so that you don't accidentally hit yourself. Don't hit yourself, my friend. like for reals. I mean, I know that you could probably swing the dumbbell like kind of gently and it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I want you to chop with enough force that you really have to think about grunting and grabbing it so that it doesn't hurt you. Now, you guys, this is technically it is our last strength exercise. I do have one final thing for us. We're going to put this second dumbbell all the way down. Our final thing is balance only. Do not be trying to have any weights in your hands. Even if you want a little more challenge, I wouldn't do it. I've got a finisher for us because we are, of course, done, but we are not going to be finished after this exercise. Coming up next, we're going to do our finisher, which is super slow toy soldiers. Yeah, I know, right? I know. So we're going to have our hands up above our head for the minute 30. We're going to bring our opposite hand down towards our incredibly slow-moving opposite kicking foot. It is a big challenge of balance and frankly coordination by the time we're moving that slowly. So I'm going to go ahead and put both dumbbells down. Both hands up in the air, opposite hand towards your opposite kicking foot. Now here's the thing, I know you want to go fast, so do I, because this is hard. That is the thing about balance work, is that it is tough when you move slow, and that's why we move slow. Now I'm noticing that I'm trying really hard to get my leg very high, which I don't even do when we're doing this as cardio. Get your leg where you can get your leg. Really think about squeezing from that standing leg. Unclench your toes. While we're doing this balance work, really think about standing up straight and tall. It's nice and easy when your hands are up overhead. You've zipped all the way up. Your core is pulled in. Your glutes are really engaged in this single leg work. You're actually engaging your thigh muscles as well, trying to bring that leg up, which is also working your ab muscles. You've got everything involved in this. Rotate your shoulder blades back and down. That really took some of the weight off of your shoulders, didn't it? I know, my friends, when you are engaging your muscles intentionally, working in ways that is excellent form, slow moving, really, really increasing your brain-body connection, this is how we do all the good that we're going to do for our body. Good for your muscles, good for your bones, good for your brain and body, good for your heart and lungs, good for your independence, good for you. Hey, that was really good timing for that, right? That was the last time it was going to beep today. And the last time that it was gonna beep for our 7-day series. You guys, let's go ahead and cool this down, and let me tell you, my goodness, these were repeatable workouts during the month of April. You can come back and do this 7-day series again and again and again and continue to get benefits from every single one of these workouts. And I mean, now that I've done this a couple of times, this is our third 7-day series. Can I do math? Can I count? No, but I'm pretty sure it's our third. It means that you've got lots of variety, lots of choices, lots of ways to get a great variety of workouts so that you can continue meeting your weight loss or other fitness goals, no matter what you are pursuing. Truly, no matter what you are pursuing, repetition is the way to go. Getting better at what you are doing, really building that brain-body connection and staying consistent is the way to go. Let's go ahead and open up. Oh, that feels so good. And give yourself a hug. Give yourself a hug from me too, okay? And pat yourself on the back, because I'm super proud of you. You did a fantastic job, not just today, this whole week, this whole month. No matter how many times you've repeated these 7 days, I know that you are going to have a fantastic April. And no matter what you watch next, because of course there's an extended cool down, there's our daily everything you need to know about weight loss at 50 and beyond reminder, there's the subscribe button, all those things I always say. No matter what you do, subscribe though. I'll see you tomorrow.